Today we announce the filing of a $100 million lawsuit against Warren and the two police officers that were involved in this crash and took two loved members of our community, Dewan and Cedric. The lawsuit was filed on Friday in the Macomb County Circuit Court. It's a state court action. There are 3 counts. The first count involves negligence, gross negligence, and wanton and willful misconduct by the officers. And the other 2 counts involve owner liability, that the vehicle that was used in this crash imposes liability on the city of Warren. This was the first case that was filed. We will be filing a series of additional lawsuits. The first case that was filed was on behalf of Cedric and his family, who's all here with us. Dewan's case will be filed as soon as possible, and we're working through probate to have a representative appointed. It just took a little longer in Wayne County than it did in Macomb, and that will be filed immediately. In fact, the lawsuit is done. But these will not be the only 2 lawsuits that we file that come from this incident, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. This was a situation that should never have happened under any circumstances. The vehicle, the Warren police vehicle, was traveling at a rate of what we believe to be over 100 miles an hour at the time of the impact. Since we were contacted by the family, we have conducted an extensive investigation, but there is still very much left unanswered, and we will be getting answers to the family as soon as we can. We will be getting answers as to exactly what these officers were doing, what was going through their mind. And we've all driven vehicles before, and we all make decisions to apply a brake, or we make decisions to apply pressure to the accelerator. I believe that through this investigation, we are going to see nothing less than 100% application of acceleration for well over 5 seconds before the crash. And how do I know this? When we get all of the records, there will be an electronic data recorder, an EDR. We've heard of them called black boxes. And these devices record exactly what was happening for the 5 seconds prior to the crash. We're going to know exactly how fast they were going. We're going to know how much pressure was applied to the brake, whether they turned or not. We know that there were no activated lights and sirens going on, and even then, the officers still have an obligation under Michigan law to drive with due care and caution. This was reckless. This was senseless. And these men should be here with their families, not in front of you, not with me. But this is what we're dealt with. And we're here for justice for Cedric and Dewan. And through our investigation, I'm absolutely confident that 100% of the responsibility falls on the city of Warren and these officers through their conduct. This should have been avoided, and there is nothing that these men could do to avoid this. Now, Cedric and Dewan were auto workers. Cedric worked for Chrysler, Dewan worked for GM. They had been there for several years. They were line workers. They were Lions fans, Wings fans, Tiger fans. They were dads, brothers, sons, and they're not here. Cedric was only a couple blocks from home, about 2 blocks from home, and so they were at the auto jobs that they had the afternoon shift. So this happened at approximately 5 a.m. Their work shift was 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. So their midnight is like our 4:30, 5 o'clock. And their sleep cycle is usually they go to bed around 6 o'clock and they get up around 1 or so. That was their cycle. And they had spent the day with family watching a Sunday of NFL. Sadly, Cedric had called his dad, who's standing here to my right, really just minutes before this, like he did every single day. Called him, told him he loved him. Cedric never knew this would be the last time he would talk to his son. He's going to talk to you and share a little bit about who Cedric was. It is our hope to deliver justice. This isn't our first time handling a case like this. This isn't my first time seeing all of you. And the story is always the same. They conduct their investigation and they do everything that they can to try to protect their interests. Well, we're here and we're protecting these families' interests. And we are not going to stop until every rock has been unturned. And then we're going to turn over some more to find out what the real story is. Yes. And ask yourself, what is the real story here? Of course they were speeding. Of course they're at fault. But ask yourselves why. What were they doing? What was so important to put every member of our community, every member of the community on Shaner? This could have been anybody. It could have been anyone's child that was hit. It could have been anybody's brother. It was going to happen. When you choose to drive in this way, something bad is going to happen. But ask yourself, why? What was really going on? Well, there's stuff out there that we've heard that there was some report of maybe a stolen vehicle in the area. Maybe there was some Jeep that they were looking for. But what were they really doing? And the other lawsuits that we will be filing, that we commit to you that we will be filing, will be a federal civil rights lawsuit. And we need to get some documents and we need to do some more investigation before those are ready to be filed. But they will be filed and they will be released to you. These cases, these federal lawsuits that we will be filing, will be in the form of a constitutional violation, equal protection case. And what has happened here is Warren has taken a position that they need to patrol their borders. They need to keep their borders safe. They were only about 4 blocks away. They were heading south on Shaner towards 8 Mile. And they were trying to keep their borders safe. And this is a truth that some people in our community live with every day. This border patrol policing. People in our community know this as a truth. And there's other people in our community that don't want to acknowledge the truth. And there's other people that say that doesn't happen. Look around. It happens, and it happened. Yes. This border patrol policing has to stop. And when this federal civil rights case is filed, we will give you a copy of it. It'll probably take a couple weeks for us to do our investigation and get all the records. And you know that the city of Warren and hopefully Macomb County Sheriff's Department, who's in charge of this investigation, will be swift and get us not some, but all of their documents. Because they've interviewed the officers, they've taken statements, they have the dash cam footage, they have all of that. They need to give it to us. We've asked for it. We have also filed a temporary restraining order to preclude video footage from being deleted, overwritten through some of the DVR machines. We've sent out several dozen preservation letters, and preservation letters go to the Sheriff's Department, to the City of Warren, other businesses that may have some video to preserve that so it doesn't get destroyed. I've seen cases, plenty of cases, where I've had to learn the hard way, where evidence has been destroyed. And if we have anything to say about it here, it will not happen. We will get all the evidence, and in relatively short order, we will be filing our federal civil rights case. The lawsuit for Cedric's family has requested $100 million. We will do the same for DeJuan's family. These two guys were thick as could be. They were buddies since middle school. They were inseparable. They loved each other. They loved each other's families, and they will never be here again. Cedric had 2 children, standing here. She turned 7 on, is it Saturday's your birthday?
Yeah.
How old are you going to be?
7.
She turned 7 on Saturday without her dad. This is hard. This is sad. And it's unfortunate. But we're here and we're going to get justice for every single person in this room. And we're all a team. We're all going to work together, right, Cedric?
Yes.
All right. At this time, I would like the family to say a few words, and then we'll open up for questions. Would you like to go first? Introduce yourself.
Good morning. I am Lenara Hayden. I am the daughter of Cedric, one of the daughters. It's my little sister, Sarah. I'm speaking on the behalf of Dewan and Cedric's daughters, and Cedric's children, because I'm the oldest and I'm the only one that can fully understand that my father won't come back. These officers hit my father and had the audacity to try hiding the truth like he was just some regular guy. They didn't even bother to think that this regular guy was a father of 2 smart, talented, beautiful girls. They took a son, a brother, an uncle, a best friend, and a strong soldier, mentally and physically. They broke hearts and nearly destroyed mentalities. They tried to cover this up. You hurt our families, for crying out loud. Not even 1, but 2 families. You tried to get away with something so big, so devastating. You wanted to play victim because what would the dead say? However, you didn't know about their stories, their people, the power they held. So you're not just wrong, you're knee deep in hell. My dad can't watch me graduate, can't walk me down the aisle at my wedding when I'm older. We deserve an apology, face to face. Thank you.
My name is Cedric Hayden. I'm the father of Cedric Hayden Jr. I miss my son. I need my son. You took him away. You took Juan away from both families. And all I'm feeling now is out of body experience that every time I look, I see me. When I see him laying on that ground, I'm thinking I'm seeing me laying on that ground. That's how I feel. I pick up the phone, try to call him, he's not answering. He called me every day. And our last words was, I love you. I don't want that to be our last word. That wasn't supposed to be our last words to each other. He was just going home. I can't look in the mirror. I can't walk nowhere and I'm seeing him. That's all I see every day. I can't sleep. I try, but I don't have him right there. That was my partner, my friend, my clone. He was me. And that's all I feel. And I feel I'm laying down on that ground looking at me. I want my son back. There's nothing you can do, say, walk up to me, hug me. At the end of the day, he's not here. And I want him back. That's my son. And I want Juan back. That's his best friend. He was a son to me too. I need them back in my life right now. I just want the world to know, I don't know why they did what they did with the little Fast and Furious driving down Shiner. But it wasn't my son's fault. He was just going home. And that's all he was doing was going home. And that's what he told me on the phone. Daddy, I love you. I'm on my way in. I'm going to call you in the morning because I know we're supposed to get together today. I wake up 2 seconds later, get a phone call. My son is dead from my nephew. I couldn't believe it. I won't believe it. And I never will believe it because every time I go somewhere, I'm seeing my son. I need my son. I want my son. And I just want the world to know I want my son. There's nothing else you can do. My family wants him. Juan's family wants him as well. Thank you.
My name is Anerio Cedric, and my brother Juan was my friend. My thing is, Warren police hit them, and they ain't reached out to the families, to the mothers, to ask them, all right, do we need any help? Sent these babies flowers, anything, and it was on their calls. My niece just had a homecoming Saturday. He would have been there to see his daughter off. My other niece's birthday Saturday, he would have been there. They took that from him. We want justice. We need the city of Warren, the people in the city of Warren to stand up for us. Because I stay in Warren, I see it all the time, them chasing people. But them chasing people with no license is insane. Like, it's crazy. My brother didn't even have a chance to even see him. We just want justice. And they ain't reached out to any of the mothers, the child's mothers, the child's, none of that. For no flowers, for do we need help with any arrangements, or nothing. They just called them, asking them questions, just to cover up themselves. Like, it's crazy to me, but we want justice for Juan and Swan. We're gonna get justice for him. And I love him, and I miss him. They took something from us. They took something from us. We want justice.
Thank you. Does anybody from Dewan's family want to speak after? If you do, please come this way. Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
My name is Teresa Ford. He was my oldest son of 4. He was my best friend. I really want my baby back. Y'all left a hole in my heart. I'm not gonna never be the same again. Y'all, I just need y'all to help me make this right. It have to be right. They have to be stopped. This should have never happened. Never happened. That's it. I can't. Yes, I'm Sharice Brown. I'm the one Patty's mother. Both of them was my sons. Both of them was my sons. Why did the officer take my babies away from me? I want to know why. Why? And why? I want answers. I want justice. And I want my baby back. I want my babies back. I want my babies back.
I'm Candia Evans. I'm Sharice's niece, Dewan's cousin. But he was more like a brother to me. He always called me brother. I always called him. He always called me sister, sorry. And I always called him my brother. And Twan too, he always calling me sister. I always call him brother. So those are my brothers. And then I'm just gonna address that as my brothers. Our heart is shattered beyond words as I try to come to terms with this senseless, unimaginable loss of my brother. There are no explanations, no reason that can justify the cruelty of these men that took them from us far too soon. My brothers were a light. They were full of love, kindness, laughter, and they both brought so much joy to everyone that knew them. To think that such a beautiful spirit could be gone so soon in such a violent, heartless way is so unbearable. We are so overwhelmed with grief, anger, and disbelief. We are struggling to understand how someone so precious as both of them were could be taken away from us so suddenly and so unjustly. Our family is broken, and the pain we feel is impossible to put into words. My brothers deserve a life full of happiness, love, and peace, something that was robbed from them in an instant. But in the midst of this darkness, we will hold on to their memory and everything that we have. We will remember their smile, their laughter, the way they made us feel safe in all the moments that we shared that are now treasured, and we will put that on to their kids. Let them know how special their dad was to us, to everyone. Our love for them will never die, and we will carry them with us always, and we will seek justice for their precious life that was stolen for us. Thank you.
What you want to say, buddy? This is Dewan Jr. He has something you want to say. What you want to say, bud?
Why did the people that's supposed to save us take away our family?
Who, Jesus?
Hello, my name is Dominique. I'm Devin. Hey, his mom, I'm Dewan's baby mama, and he wants to say something for his dad, but before he says something, he would like to put his hood on to represent him. Rest in peace. All right, come on, tell him.
All I gotta say is, my name is Devin Hayes. I'm the son of Dewan Pettis. This is DJ is my little brother. That's both our dad. And all I gotta say is, why did God take our dad?
Who, Jesus?
My name is Deidreana. I am Cedric Sr.'s daughter, Cedric Jr.'s sister. My heart goes out to the Dewan's family because we are one. You know, we've been together for a long time. The Warren Police Department is doing a great job at burying exactly how many murders occur from high-speed chases. It has been over 200 cases of high-speed chases reported in this year alone. We need a Warren Police Commissioner to understand that there is no such thing as a safe pursuit at all. For months, there has been tragedy leading to fatalities when it comes to high-speed chases for speeding and no license and no insurance. None of that is enough reason to take a life. Y'all out here doing 100 miles an hour in the middle of the night, early in the morning. Like, how is that safe with no lights on? It's not worth it. We lost 2 innocent people Did y'all ever find the person y'all was looking for, or the reason why y'all were doing 100 that night? Or are we still rolling with there was no pursuit going on at the time, the officers were just drag racing? In July, there was another pursuit that took place, and a 26-year-old man killed a woman, a mother of two. Well, that man has been sentenced, well, not sentenced yet, that man has been charged with murder. He's facing over 20 years. I do think that these cops need to be charged with murdering someone because that's exactly what they did.
Yes.
Yep, and they need to be suspended without pay.
They
the investigation
are, in fact, murderers, and the fact that they did not reach out to the family, show any sympathy or anything, shows that. To the first responders that left my brother outside for 7 hours. That is not okay. It is so hard to control a crime scene when you leave a person out there for 7 hours and you're giving every family member the opportunity to pull up and see what's going on. We had to experience that. Nobody left until y'all picked my brother's body up and put him in the car. 7 dreadful hours of pain with so many questions. Everybody's confused over a silly pursuit about nothing. So like I said, there's no such thing as a safe pursuit, and y'all need to find a different way to go about it. Y'all wasn't out here looking for no active shooter, no school shooter, no mass murderer, no child raper, no kidnapper, wasn't no Amber Alerts. There was nothing going on for y'all to be doing 100 miles an hour like that with no lights on. That's all I got to say.
You want to say something? Will you introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, how you doing? My name is Lakita Blakeney. I was Dewan's partner and Cedric's dear friend. We all been friends since 7th grade. And what I want the world to see is the support, the love, the strength that these young men had. And we look forward to the police, to no matter what city, what state, to protect us. They failed us. They took 2 strong individuals away from their families, away from the accomplishments and the goals that they had ahead of them. As you see, they both was fathers, they was sons. Most of all, no friend, no stranger, they was loved. They gave love to the community. They cherished their jobs. And we will demand justice. And I don't want Warren to think for 1 second, oh, it's just another case. It'll go away tomorrow, next week. It will not go away next year. It will never end because we can never get them back. The police officers at home right now, playing with their kids and their loved ones, we're here trying every single day. As you see, their kids is trying to have strength, but there's nothing we can tell them. They were great fathers. We used to always tease them. Cedric had the girls, Dewan had the boys. He was his kid's godfather and he was his kid's godfather. So not only did you take away their fathers, you took away each child godfather. And I pray for the family peace, for the parents, and for their children, that they get justice. And whether it's 10 years from now, they will receive justice. I need you to understand the power that they had and the support and the power that they have behind them. And this will not go unannounced. And I appreciate you guys for coming out. I need the community, and I need anyone that's watching this right now to support these families because it is very important. And I appreciate it because justice will be served.
I'm Valencia Glover. I'm Cedric's sister, Dewan's sister. I just want to say, if the tables was turned, my brothers will be handcuffed to the bed if they was hurt. It wouldn't be no question about it. Mm-hmm. And the officers is at home and they don't care. They don't care. They haven't apologized. And it's not fair because my brothers didn't deserve this. They didn't deserve to die for nothing. For a stolen car, they could have stopped that pursuit. It wasn't that serious. It's not that deep. A stolen car got 2 lives took innocently. They was just going home. And just like if my brothers would have did it to them, I want the cops to get the same treatment. Like, they shouldn't be at home. They should be handcuffed to the bed. I don't care about their injuries. I don't care.
My brother's gonna get justice, and that's on me. That's on his kids. I promise y'all.
Yes. Yes.
City of Warren, your conduct has consequences. Look to my right, look to my left. You did this. We will get justice for these families. Hopefully they will be charged. That's out of our control, but we're going to control what we can, and we're going to deliver justice.